So when and how should you do tempos? So tempos are referring to aerobic capacity training done in a circuit form. They're submaximal. They're going to not only improve your aerobic capacity, but they're also going to promote recovery when done properly. So when should you do them? Sometimes they'll be prescribed in the training. Sometimes they'll just give you the option to do them. Is you could essentially do them on any low training day. You could do them as often as every other day in your training. Even an off day, doing 20-30 minutes of tempos on that off day, plus maybe a little bit of stretching is going to help promote recovery and help you feeling better for the subsequent higher intensity training sessions. So you could do them again, as many times as 3, even 4 times a week. How should you do them? Now, the tempo circuits are going to give you a lot of options. You could run, bike, swim, run in waist deep water. You could use the rower, jump rope. All of those are good, viable options, none necessarily better than any other. If your lower body joints are more beat up, you have existing injuries, running is probably not going to be the good option there, but running in water, swimming, biking, rowing, those could all be good. If you have low back type of issues, rowing is probably not a good option. So just be smart with what you choose there, and you're going to perform the exercise for either the listed duration, like 30 to 45 seconds, and you want to be doing that at about 70% effort, or a 7 RPE if you're familiar with RPE scale. You don't want to go all out. You don't want to be blasting out 30 seconds as hard as you possibly can, because that's going to take you out of the aerobic capacity development zone into anaerobic capacity or even lactic threshold. And while that can be a useful part of conditioning, it's not going to serve the purpose that we want tempos to. So we need to stay down in that 7 RPE range, about 70% effort, and we need to repeat and stay in that range throughout the entire session. So let's say if you have 2 sets of 10 tempos on the bike, you're going to get on the bike and ride for 30 to 45 seconds, whatever it prescribes, at about 110 RPMs, should be around 70% effort. And you want the first rep to be 110 RPMs at 70% effort, or 7 RPE, and you want the 20th rep to be 110 RPMs at 70% effort, or 7 RPE. If the 20th rep becomes 110 RPMs and that's a 10 RPE to sustain that pace, then you need to be taking more rest in between the tempo intervals. So rest appropriately as your fitness improves. You're going to be able to take shorter and shorter rest. So you're going to do the work on the bike, then hop off and do the push-ups or abs or neck or whatever it prescribes for you. Let your heart rate come back down a little bit. If you're using a heart rate monitor, that's great. We want to let it return to the bottom end of the aerobic development zone, about 60% of your max heart rate, 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. And if you're training without a heart rate monitor, getting back down to where you feel like you can speak normally, just talk in a normal, comfortable voice, that's usually a good indication that you're ready to begin the next rep.